Oh, hello and welcome out to this week's episode of the Gamers Council. Oh, my goodness. Are you ready, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We are super excited for tonight's show. Not only is it Mother's Day, shout out to all the mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day, yo.
And mother efforts. Anyway, what? No. Kidding. Get myself in trouble. But guys, man, we are super pumped. RHETRI, how are you doing, buddy? You ready to go today?
I'm good, man. I don't know if you heard Xbox is dying, but we're here to revive it. Yeah. So, yeah.
There you go. There you go. We'll
I'm
talk
good,
on
man.
that for sure today.
Yeah.
And we also show some receipts for PlayStation. Oh, when's that next first party game coming out?
I don't know.
25.
They don't know either.
Yes, okay. Anyway, all right. So we'll start at the corner and go right across. We have the one and only the Blaqq Viking. Dude,
What's
welcome.
up, man? Hey, thanks
Welcome
for having
back.
me on. RHETRI, thank you for
Yes,
having
sir.
me back on, man.
bad,
We're
brother.
have a good time, man. Like, for real, for real. I love the background, too. Is that new?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excited. No, let's do a little mind trip.
Love it. I feel like I need some psilocybin for this.
Yeah.
Where it's all good here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the light. Anyway.
But yeah, no,
And
for
then
real. I appreciate y'all,
Yes.
man.
Oh, dude. You much love to you and your channel, and of course these gentlemen are both new to being here on the council, and we're excited to have you both. Supernova, welcome, sir.
Thank you, man. Shout out to you and RHETRI, and shout out to chat.
Yeah,
Let's go.
This out.
it's going to be good, and of course, not to be left out, the Black Skellington. What's up, buddy?
How are y'all? Appreciate you guys. I'm very happy to be here on the council. We're
Yes,
here.
sir.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. It's going to be a good show. It looks like we already have Dirt Griggity in the chat with us. All right,
Hey,
Dirt hanging out.
my boy,
Dirt.
Dut.
Exactly.
What's going on,
Dirt, hit the like button. I love Dirt. Dirt Griggity is one of my favorite podcasters in the world, and that is no doubt. So, guys, just to let you all know too, that if you're a channel member. This is so cool. If you, I know we got some things to pop up already.
I'm just laughing at what Dirt just said. He said the next PS5 first party game coming Mother's Day 2025.
Yeah, there you go. Baby steps. Anyway, so but yeah. So we have so many good things to talk about. But if you're a channel member already, welcome. If not, if you want to be a channel member, it's as low as just 99 cents. And if you're already a channel member, please click on your emojis and kind of a salute out to the Longhouse. We appreciate them being here.
Hey.
But we have a special icon in there, which is just for them. So represent and hit the Viking horns and throw them up there and yeah, show some love throughout the show today for them. So man, this is there's a lot to talk about. There really is, and it's going to be fun. And welcome out to over 70 people here joined us already, both on X and on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, you can definitely get in there and do the emojis and all that kind of stuff too. So, but if you're watching on X, we appreciate that as well. So please, RHETRI, let's get things going.
Yeah, well, we'll start off with the question we always ask everybody who comes on the show. What have you guys been playing? So we'll start out with you, Blaqq Viking. What games have you been playing, brother?
Man, Hades 2. And then
nice.
What's weird is I'm playing nothing but early access games.
Yeah, I see that.
So Hades 2, No Rest for the Wicked, Balatro, is that how you pronounce it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then Marvel's Rivals. I got into the closed alpha for that, and
Nice.
shit, it's good. Yeah,
That's right. Y'all who made fun of me for saying that looked like it was going to be fire, he is telling you it is a good game. There you go.
It is.
I'm happy to hear that, man. I really am.
Yeah, and then like, did you say what I've been watching too? Right?
Yeah, well, we always ask that. I will,
okay, yeah.
definitely go on TV, movies, any of that stuff for sure.
Listen, I started watching Dark Matter on Apple TV.
Oh, dude, good one. Yes.
Fuck.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Bro, the end of episode 2, I was like,
Yeah.
it was like 2 a.m. and I did a audible fuck. It's so good, bro. It's so good. Yeah. If y'all have a chance to watch that, fucking watch it. It's so good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's crazy that you say that, because like I was about to click on that the other day, and me and my lady started watching it, and we was like, do we want to watch something else? And then I ended up switching it to Sugar instead.
Oh, really?
I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I'm gonna double back and go check that one out then.
Well, it had me hook, line,
good.
and sinker for the trailer, because it's about multiverses and stuff like that or whatever. Bro, it's fucking good. It's so good.
I'm gonna double back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apple's got some pretty damn good shows, man. Like
They're like the
I think they've been
A24 of streaming services,
Yeah,
I feel like.
Man, I think they're a little underrated, man. I don't think a lot of people talk about Apple TV and their content, but man, I've liked a lot of their shows. But
For sure.
yeah, absolutely. Supernova, what about you, brother? What games have you been playing, and any movies and TV shows that have caught your interest as of late?
Games I've been playing, just throwing hands in some Valorant and Apex lately. I just got done doing that a little bit earlier today for a little while. Pretty much beat Tales of Kinzera Zao. I'm pretty close to the end of that one. Amazing game, man. If you guys haven't played
I love that game, man.
Yeah, definitely pick that up, man. It's a solid game. And what I've been watching, just like I said, checked out that Sugar show because Blaqq Skellington recommended it, actually. And it's amazing. I only caught the first episode. I'm terrible at binge watching things, so it's probably.
I don't even know what this is. Like, what is it and where is it? Like, I don't even think I've heard of this one yet.
I think it's on Apple TV as well.
Oh, is it
right?
Apple? Okay.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. I'm terrible with actors and actors' names. There's big actors in there.
Colin Farrell.
Okay, and they do a really good job, man. The cinematography is really good. Like, it's a great show so far, man. So
nice.
That's what I've been watching. And playing also is just I've been setting up this Minecraft server for my little ones for a while. So
nice.
I sunk like 30 hours into trying to put mods onto this thing and getting it up and going. So, but other than that, man, that's all I got going.
Very nice. Blaqq Skellington, what about you, man? What have you been playing in movies and TV shows, man?
As far as playing, I play a lot of Valorant, so a lot of that going on. A lot of Apex has been going on with the new season. A lot of Tekken 8 recently. I have been loving Tekken 8. That is such a good, because when I play a lot of team games, so sometimes I just need to do 1v1s and just win or lose on my accord. So I love the fighters for that. And the most, I can't lie, I've been putting a lot of hours into Hades too. I have put a lot of hours into it, to the point to where it's kind of sad at myself because I'm hooked. I think it's just killing it, man. And I think it's the best in between game. It makes me want a handheld. It'd be a perfect handheld.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's perfectly built. Like, I'm enjoying that a lot. So that's kind of what I've been.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about Hades 2? That thing can run on a potato. Like, they optimized it so well. Like, it can run on anything, which is crazy.
And it's so good. It's just really well done. All the small details and the gameplay loop. I'm not even a big roguelike fan. Hades 1 is my favorite one, so of course I have to go to this. But the way their loop is just, it makes you want to keep playing. I have never played the first boss of something so many times and been okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
It's very amazing. So that's what I've been playing. As far as watching, me and my girlfriend, we started watching this show called Loot, another Apple TV show, comedy.
Okay.
Funny. funny show. It's about a billionaire who ex-divorced billionaire's lifestyle after her divorce and everything. It's pretty good. It's Apple TV as well, so that's good. I'm about to check out that Dark Matter though. I didn't know about that one.
That shit is heat.
Definitely gonna check that out. I think on our show, I just finished Shogun recently. That show,
really good show.
Oh man, so
really
good, so
really
good.
well done.
I had so much
that cannon scene. Whoo.
Oh,
Yep.
There was a lot of
I knew that son was gonna screw shit up. I
didn't know it was gonna be like that. Though.
I didn't think it was going there, but
I loved it. I loved that too. I was like, there you go. It's just so much respect and honor. I was it had me bowing and all my friends and stuff for a little bit, just like
all of a sudden Black Skellington's eating a lot of sushi, watching a lot of anime. Yeah, absolutely, man. There was a lot of respect in that show. I think it very much like to the culture. Absolutely. Shout out to that show. It's so good.
They just inked a deal for season 2 also.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm cool with that. I didn't even think they were going to have a season 2. I'm cool with the one and done if it ends correctly. So I thought that's fine. If they do have a season 2, I'm all for it, man. It was really well done. And also another movie I'm about to watch is that Godzilla -0. I have that up on my.
I just watched that like last week. It's really good, dude. Like really, everyone was hyping it up, and I'm like, how good could this be? But what's nice about that movie that surprised me is the actual the story of the people in it. Like a lot of like the Japanese Godzilla movies, they don't. It's all about Godzilla, and it's kind of like split in two here. It's actually a very like touching story that happens here. So it's a very different Godzilla film, but man, is it good! Like one of the best in my opinion. So I hope you enjoy it, man.
Thank you.
I loved it, and the design of Godzilla is really good. Like I like it. Yeah, it's like a fun fucking movie
for sure.
Yeah, very good movie, man. Red Dead Panda says at work, but stopping in to say hi. Have a great show. Sending all my love and support. Love you, girl. Thank you, Panda.
Thank you, Panda.
Yeah, appreciate you. Panda. What about you, Dave? We've been playing any things you've been watching lately, man?
Well, not a whole lot.
I know you've been busy with the house and stuff.
Just finishing up a lot of details. We did sell the house. It's now it's going to close on the 20th. So a lot of last minute things to get finished up. Thank you. And that's my parents' house that we the estate trying to wrap all that stuff up. So yeah, it is what it is. And like I said, I did finish Fallout the series, which was fantastic. Watch a couple other shows. And then I downloaded the new that little cat game, the little kitty game, but I haven't.
Little Kitty Big City.
2 minutes. Yeah, that's it.
Fast, yeah.
So literally that, and I'm just waiting. I guess next week, a week after, or very soon. We get Hellblade 2. So
Hellblade 2 coming.
Got it downloaded, ready to go. I'm just like chomping at the bit to get in that, man. That's it's what I live for. What about you, RHETRI?
Well, I've been playing. I downloaded Hellblade again. I wanted to get back into it. I want to really see like a comparison to how I remember playing it back in the day, because the puzzles kind of drove me nuts. I'm not gonna lie. But playing it again, man, I gotta tell you, the combat is better than I remember it being. Like, it's pretty dang good. So I know they're talking about like improving a lot of the combat in Hellblade 2. So I'm looking forward to that, and just having some different move sets in Hellblade, because there's kind of like a limited amount of moves that you do in the original. But man, I'll tell you, just playing it, that story, and the fact that 20 people made that game, it blows my mind. Like it's unbelievable what that team is capable of. And when people ask the question, why would they buy Ninja Theory, I just scratch my head. I'm like, are you serious? Like 20 people made Hellblade, bro. That's why they bought them.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me. So I've been playing that. Been playing some Division 2 for some reason. I've been playing a lot of games. This is why I'm probably not going to finish any of them. I've been playing Orcs Must Die 3. Yeah, dude, I ain't finishing shit. I did finish Tales of Kenzara, though. I was like, I am finishing this game. Very, very good game.
Yeah.
Very hard at the end. I don't know if I'm getting older, so I'm like, am I getting worse at games? But man, that Act 3 and 4 at Tales of Kenzara was kicking my butt. But I loved it. I've been playing Harold Halibut, Midnight Suns, Hellblade, Division 2, Orcs Must Die 3. So yeah, Orcs Must Die 3, really good game if you're into that sort of kind of tower defense type of game. A lot of fun. I think it's another underrated game. So that's what I've been playing. And I started watching X-Men 97 because I heard it was so damn good. And it is everything everyone was saying. I have to say, I have a crap memory, and I'm starting to think, I don't know if anyone has watched X-Men 97, but I don't remember the one back in the day having this many consequences or...
Yeah, it didn't.
It's like Game of Thrones. Yeah. It's like, okay, it was more, okay, because dude, they are not pulling punches in X-Men 97. I'm just saying that right now. They are not effing around, dude. Like, if you want like a grown-ups version of X-Men, this is it. Like, I am thoroughly impressed. To the point where I might have to subscribe back to Disney Plus because I might have got that shit off the internet for free. But that's a whole nother.
Might have. He said, I might have gotten it off there. Might
have used the VPN. I might have gone pirate there for a little while.
Kick the peg leg on the desk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like one peg leg on, one peg leg off. But
just remember, RHETRI.
Insert cash or select payment type.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, Disney Plus. Yeah, I kind of, you know what it was? I got a little sick and tired of like all the Star Wars stuff on Disney. Even though Ahsoka was amazing, is probably my favorite thing. But I don't know. I was just kind of getting sick and tired of the whole Marvel and Disney stuff. It was getting old, so I canceled my Disney thing. But man, now. See, this is how they get you. They throw out something like X-Men 97, and I was like, oh my God, is it good? It is, yes, absolutely. KSante, it does deserve my money. Yes, it does. So, yeah.
Hopefully they reach back to that writer that they fired at the beginning because he was cooking with some gas. He was.
Wait, they fired a writer from that show?
I think the lead creative writer, I believe. I forgot what his name was.
Oh, that's
they fired him at the beginning. It was on some like personal stuff. Like they fired him because of, I think, was it a naked picture of him or something like that? I forgot.
Damn you, internet. Yeah.
You mean you can't get on the internet and hold your ball sack sorry.
But he was doing stuff like, from what I was told, he was doing stuff like that before. So like they knew who they were hiring. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Makes it all better.
Feels like a James, I know, like he has a history of it. Like, does that make it worse? Like James Gunn, I remember, kind of got canceled, and then they kind of, they were like, he came back, so thank God. But yeah, Sean T says no Diddy. Yeah, that's good use of that.
You might want to read this one. It's up.
Yeah, it says, "What up, Longhouse podcast crew? Sounds the horror of Valhalla. Xbox gamers, get the positive vibes going again. Future is so bright. Near and far LFG showcase. Game Pass is sustainable. Pony BS. Yeah, I mean it is. I mean, look,
it is.
They don't like doing math. You know, they're putting $1 billion into it, and it makes minimum of $3 billion every year. You do the math. It's not, and I think a lot of people forget too about Game Pass is that's just the entry point. That is not counting MTX. That's not counting DLC. That's not counting anything else that gets you into the ecosystem. Everyone just forgets about. One of the biggest money makers is just getting you in the door, right? Getting you into the door to these games so you can pay even more money to Xbox. Let's see, Kay Santi says he's always done the work on season 2 as well. The lead writer has an I don't know. Is he trolling or does he really have an OnlyFans page?
I don't know.
Oh shit, I don't know either.
As long as it doesn't interfere with the writing, you know.
Right. We have our priorities. Do not fuck with that show. It is way too good. Let it be. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man.
Too funny. Funny. Man, it's so what a great lineup we have tonight. I'm excited for everybody to be here, and we've got over 160 people right now watching us either on X or on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you. And I mean, we got great members of the community. We have KS Sante. We got Axel from Iconic Gaming is here. So there's so many others. It's exciting. And of course, we got Mav from Fun Speculations hanging out with us in the chat. So yeah, it's good. Oh, and look, RSJ fan just jumped in. Hello, everyone.
What's up, Becca?
Hello, RSJ fan. Always welcome. So yeah, RHETRI, let's get this party started.
Let's get it started, shall we? Let's do some like quick news stuff. We talked about this last night, but I just want to remind people that Game Pass is still moving forward. Things are happening here. We got Lords of the Fallen. Lords of the Fallen and Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2 are both headed to Game Pass, which is great news. So Lords of the Fallen first launched in 2023 to warm critic reviews, despite kind of a mixed fan response on Metacritic, but it's Metacritic. So I'm super excited about it. Yeah, I mean I don't take that with a grain of salt, right? But there was a report that CI Games landed an agreement with Microsoft to provide both of these games into the Game Pass program conducted by Microsoft sometime in 2024. There was some rumors that Lords of the Fallen might actually come this month. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it looks like both of these games are coming soon to a Game Pass near you. So I'm super excited. This was on my back catalog. I don't know if you guys are interested in Lords of the Fallen or this sniper game that I had actually never heard of before. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2, the terrible name. But I hate when I run out of breath to be able to say your fucking name. Like that's a problem in my opinion. But I looked up the trailer for the game. It looks pretty good. It reminds me of the other Sniper series. Very, very graphic. Lots of exploding headshots going on in that
Slow-mo?
game. But what's that?
They got some slow-mo in there too.
They get yeah. Well, I mean, I think I don't know if it's in the gameplay. It was definitely in the trailer, so they slow it way down, and everyone, that people's heads are exploding in a very graphical way. But do these games interest you guys at all? Lords of the Fallen or this sniper game? Is something you guys might be down with?
Well, maybe. I'm gonna be honest. This year's so damn jam packed with content. It's just so hard to go back on. Like if I didn't buy it or play it when it released, like I still haven't finished Unicorn Overlords, right? So like I'm gonna go back and finish that before I probably dip my toes into something else that I wasn't looking forward to this year, I guess. But it's cool to have it on the back burner in case that I do get caught up on some of these games, and I'm in the same predicament as you. Like it's hard as fuck to finish games.
Dude, I can't finish
so many.
You know what it is? It's because like the next thing, and I think this is like an overarching problem, like in gaming overall, where I think people just can't. Like this is why I love Game Pass. A lot of people just can't afford to get every game, and all these new things come out that I see on Game Pass. I'm like, ooh, I want to try it, but then I got these other 4 things I was just playing, and then I kind of. Sometimes I move on from them. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't finish. I've literally forgotten about games. Like it's so much. I completely forgot. I actually forgot I was even playing the Division 2. Like that's how many games I play at the same time. I'm kind of like Pong So, where I nibble at a bunch of different games. But I guess it's a good problem to have. But I also understand why there's just maybe oversaturation with games right now.
Or
you
I think it's like
can't get to everything.
all the pandemic. I think it started last year. All the pandemic games
came
out last year and this year. It's just so much content, And I had my gaming New Year's resolution to be, all right, I'm gonna play a game and I won't play another one until I fucking finish it.
Oh,
like
Lord.
Yo, he was on
how
that.
quickly did you break that shit?
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Almost instantly.
Yeah, almost. I was like,
it was like the next game. He was like,
do it. I wish I could do. I don't have the strength to do that. I wish I could do that, and then I could finish more games. But some people can do that. I'm not one of those people.
Me. I get the FOMO too bad, man, for games.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah. So
I'm right there with you, Viking. Like to be honest, man, I'm pretty content drunk myself, man. Like whether it's video games or whether it's like TV shows, movies, it's just so much out here and just waiting in the backlog to be played. I haven't heard much about these 2 specific games, but like Viking said, it could be something that we can come back to maybe later when all of these other games that we're already anticipating that's already out and coming out in the near future. So, but no, man, shout out to them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, it's fine if we don't play half of these games because it's impossible, right? Like every Game Pass gives you like over 200 games every single year. I don't, like most people aren't going to touch a quarter of those games. It's just, it's just the way it's just the way it is. Little Kitty, Big City. I'm not playing you, man. I got other things to play. I know a lot of people have played it and they're loving it.
I'll play it for you, RHETRI.
Yeah, you play it for me. Let me. It's a short game, so hopefully you guys can 1,000 out of 1,000 that one. I think it's only like 5 hours long, but yeah, I got too much going on. I was there's that other game too, the Crab's I literally forgot about playing that too. The Crab's Treasure one or whatever that just came out on a Game Pass too. That's like basically fucking Elden Ring. It's like Elden. It's a Dark Souls. It is definitely. I got one hit killed, so it is absolutely a Dark Souls s type of game. But it's fun. It's fun, man. Let's move on to the next thing. Just because there's been a lot of doom and gloom and stuff. Apparently, State of Decay 3 is reportedly coming along very, very well. In a sea of things are bad, it sounds like State of Decay 3 is actually going okay, I guess. Let's see, where was this? We also, obviously, this is an Unreal Engine 5 game being helped by the Coalition, the studio behind Gears of War, obviously. So I think there's something to say to that. I think a lot of people are nervous anytime they hear Unreal Engine at this point because this has just been so many issues with Unreal Engine and a lot of games, right, coming to PC and coming to the consoles. So hopefully it's good. I mean, it's been a long time since we've heard about this game, and I think it's due for the June showcase. Do you guys think we'll possibly see this game
I'm not
next
sure.
month?
I'm not sure, but I will touch on like something like whenever it comes to like people reporting on like these games that are in certain states. Like game development is hard, right?
Yeah.
And so a game could potentially be at a rough state at the certain time. Doesn't mean it's dead.
It's
right?
current,
they could turn it around. They can, like it's still it's called development for a reason. Nothing that you start creating doesn't have its own set of issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll just take all that shit with a grain of salt. Like same thing. Like Jeff Grubb came back and said,
actually,
that's one of the topics, right?
I want you to play that. I want you to play that. Actually, if you could cue that up, it's the first. Yeah, just because this is honestly. It's driving me fucking batty. And I like Jeff Grubb, but I gotta call him out. Every fucking time there is bad Xbox news, there is Jeff Grubb doubling down. He did this again. He did this last time too. When we heard about the games that were moving over, he said, "Oh yeah, you think that's bad? I heard Gears is going over there." And he did it again, bro. Yeah. He's doing it again.
And like the Perfect Dark
I'm
stuff,
like tired of it.
I swear he reported on that earlier. And then just brought it back to the forefront, like after all it's just like an SEO type thing.
It's
Christ.
absolutely SEO because the second someone says something bad, he's like, "You think that's bad about Xbox? Let me tell you what else is happening over here. Let me tell you about Perfect Dark." And then he does the same thing every time. He moonwalks after he says it. And he's doing it again. This is the aftermath after he's already said. That's what I'm saying. He's like motherfucking Michael Jackson up in here, dude. Always moonwalking on what he said. Like within like 24 hours, this guy does this all the time, and I'm getting kind of tired of it, to be honest with you. I understand he's an insider, but I think we got to take a lot of stuff that a lot of these guys are saying with a grain of salt, because like you just said, it's called development for a reason. Something that's bad, and there's different departments. Someone brought up some good points on Twitter saying, well, you could be getting information from one department that's having an issue on the game in this one thing, while the rest of the game is perfectly fine, right? Like you really never know. But go ahead, Dave, play this moonwalking video for me.
Yeah. And also a big, huge shout out to Dirt Griggity, which is where we're playing these clips.
That's where we get. Thank you, Dirt. That's where I got it from.
you are the man again, because
that's where I got it.
Dut banks those receipts.
Giving me the Dut.
Yeah, him and Sean's show, man. TTS.
Yeah.
Yes. Gotta love that show so much. All right, so here we go. Play this clip for you. You guys see it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Jeff Grubb, let's do this. Hello. I want to give you an update on Perfect Dark and the Summer Game Mess. let's start with Perfect Dark, get right into it. Earlier this week on the Bombcast, I mentioned that I had heard from a couple of people that it was in rough shape. I've heard that for a while on the corporate side, heard from the development side, something that seemed to line up with everything I'd heard before. And I think this is one of those situations that, as I said at the time, game development is messy and complicated, and these things can come together, at any point during development. And throughout that time, different people can have different perspectives on how the game is going. And some people definitely think, hey, there's things that don't look great and are in rough shape, but just as many, if not more, now that I've had the chance to talk to even more people, think it looks really good and think it's coming together. And yeah, the expectation is that it should be in that showcase next month. Really? Now, I'm not guaranteeing that, but that's the way the wind is blowing. If things change, I wouldn't be 1,000,000% surprised. That's only because we're a month out still. These things are actually still a conversation. They're in flux. I bet they have a pretty good idea of what will be in the show, but how it actually presents in the show, whether it's it includes like all the information, like here's a release date. That stuff still is definitely a conversation. And then some things are still like on the bubble about whether they'll be in there or not. We've definitely seen that in the past. Well, I'll get to one of those here in a second. But really, bottom line with Perfect Dark is the game is not some special case where it's falling apart. I never said development hell. I never said it wouldn't be in the showcase. I just said I heard from a couple of people that they think it looks rough. That's still the case. It's just that situation where for some people, they are really bashing their head against that because it's a big game and it has a lot of issues, just like any big game. And there's a lot of people who are like, no, we have figured out most of those problems. And yeah, there are a few ahead of us, but we're not worried about it. It's just a complicated thing. These things take time, take a lot of money, take a lot of people. And that's definitely the case for Perfect Dark, but it's not in some really bad scenario that's going to prevent it from delivering the way that they need it to necessarily. But, don't take my word for it. It seems like we're going to be able to judge for ourselves here relatively soon. And then do we get release date? No idea. No idea about any of the details that might be in there.
Yeah. And for those that are claiming I love guys like Jeff Grubb. I'm just kind of tired. Why this bothers me so much and why I'm a little heated about this. It's the timing. Look at, and I've been doing this gaming stuff for a while, and I've covered a lot of stuff Jeff Grubb has done, and he has done this countless times where when there's bad news, Jeff Grubb comes out of the woodwork and doubles down on bad news. That's what bothers me. It's not necessarily the things that he's saying. It's when he's doing it. He's choosing to do it for SEO, and it's starting to piss me off. So sorry, I get that he got Hi-Fi Rush correct, but you know what? I've gotten a bunch of stuff right, and it's not that hard, guys. Seriously, I've gotten a ton of shit right. I'm probably batting better than fucking Jeff Grubb. Just saying. Go watch my content. I've gotten a ton of stuff correct that I guessed might happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where I'm getting a little tired of the community jumping on this stuff, because then there's going to be a bunch of articles written about what Jeff Grubb said. It's the same thing with Jez, right? When Jez can't even talk in his own Discord without having a bunch of articles written about what Jez says next. But it's the doom and gloom, That's it's bugging me, man.
More so, I think what makes me the most upset over the whole thing is I don't think the timing thing is horrible, right? Like it does seem just like a grift at that point, like for SEO. However, it's the news within itself. What are we as consumers supposed to do with that?
Nothing.
What unless the game is canceled, right?
Right.
Or having issues with budgeting, right? To where it could potentially get canceled. But what does, at its current state, Perfect Dark being, even if it was like in a rough state at this time, what's that supposed to inform me of, really? If that makes sense. It's in development. Development's not peachy. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think more so the not the context, but the
The timing, maybe?
Not the timing, just the overall, like, what am I supposed to do with that? You know what I mean? Unless it's just to
as a consumer, like,
as a consumer, like, what? Okay, like, I'm gonna report on it. Perfect Dark is in a rough state while it's still in development. Okay, let's move on. Like, what am I supposed to do with it? You know? Yeah.
I would like to know. Show me a single game in existence that wasn't in a rough state at one time during development. That I don't. All of them.
Yeah.
Like, and if you don't, all of them, and if you've never touched Unity or UE5 or any of that stuff, then maybe you don't understand that, and that's fine. But trust me, go watch like documentaries about making video games, and there's always development hell.
Always,
every time. Every time.
Anything that involves code, any code that even goes into your remote, any code goes through rough patches. Right? So yeah,
absolutely. I just, I hate calling out Jeff Grubb, but I'm doing it because I'm tired of it, and it's a pattern. It's a pattern now, and it's been going on, and it's not new. It's been going on for years. I was covering him years ago, and it was still going on, and I was like, man, this guy's batting like 50%. He's about as accurate as Michael Pachter. No offense, Pachter, but I just saying.
Pachter is entertaining to listen to, though.
Pachter is. Look, I'm not saying. Look, like they're smart guys. Like none of these guys. Yeah. I'm not saying these are dumb guys. I'm not saying anything like that. But I'm just like, what was the purpose of bringing that up? Like, you know what I mean? I question your motives when you continue to do stuff like this after other bad Xbox news has come out. But hey, and we don't live in a peachy world. I'm not saying don't criticize Xbox. I'm not saying any of that stuff. When shit's bad, say something. But man, I'm kind of tired of this, like, piling on the pig, I guess, is for lack of a better word, type of scenario. But hey, State of Decay 3 is apparently doing very, very well. So that was, that now we can go back to that, I guess. Cool. So yeah, I'm not happy about that. But we can move on. Little quick news here: Hasbro putting like $1 billion into game development, and this is interesting because I don't know if a lot of people even realize how well the industry is like crashing, as a lot of people are thinking, and just going down in flames. So you got Hasbro over here that's like investing more into gaming than they have ever. For Hasbro, last year's massive one-off video game business was good for Monopoly Go and Baldur's Gate 3 for them because they have the whole D&D side of things. So Hasbro got paid for Baldur's Gate on that. But those were licensing deals. But the biggest thing to take away is that honestly, that would surprise a lot of people, is Hasbro is in fact making video games, says the CEO. And we have a considerable investment in our studio structure. We've got over $1 billion in games right now being developed. The company has 4 AAA studios, which also might surprise people. There's North Carolina-based Atomic Arcade, which is working on a Snake Eyes G.I. Joe game that the CEO calls Not Your Daddy's G.I. Joe.
Okay.
What's that? Yeah, I know.
Right.
I feel
Who's your
like
daddy
that means
and what
it's
did he do?
like a rated R version of G.I. Joe, kind of like what's going on with the X-Men show right now. I don't know, but I'm excited that there's a Snake Eyes G.I. Joe game in the works, so that's cool. There's also a Montreal-based Invoke Studios, which is working on a Dungeons and Dragon game, while the Austin, Texas-based Skellington Key is, as the name suggests, doing something spooky, so some scary game, I guess. Finally, there's another Austin shop called Archetype, where BioWare veteran and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic lead designer James Olin is working on a new franchise called Exodus. And if you have not seen the trailer for Exodus, I implore you to please go look at it. It looks like an amazing like space adventure type of game, and the gameplay on that, like if you're a Mass Effect fan, go check out Exodus. I'm telling you, man, like it looks mint. I think it was played at last year's VGA, and in my opinion, was probably the best trailer there. So it's looking really good. Our last quick topic is Hypercharge. I do want to give a shout out to Hypercharge, coming out May 31st at the end of this month. These guys, a team of five friends, have been working on this game forever, and I know I've been following these guys for years, and they've been trying to get this game into Xbox or on Xbox for a very, very long time. I'm not sure exactly what took so long. Maybe the process for getting games on Xbox might be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it's here, man. Have you guys seen the footage of Hypercharge and what the game looks like and stuff?
Yeah, I've seen it for such a long time.
For a while now, right?
Right.
I've been watching it for a while.
Almost
I was like,
like,
Toy
is it
Story
real?
shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, is this real?
Yeah, it's like Toy Soldiers. Yeah.
Toy Soldier, exactly. Yeah. So I think it looks fun, man. I hopefully it'll be good. We'll see. Yeah. But
and shout out to him. Yeah, from what I understand, like the reason why it's so hard, because we interviewed somebody who it was just a solo game. God, I'm failing as a podcaster right now. It's called Super
Space Club.
Super Space Club. Fuck. Okay. So by Graham, and he did it solo. He's saying like to put stuff on Steam, mad easy. Like the instructions are there.
That's what I've heard.
Click to put something on PlayStation or for Xbox. He said it's a grueling
lot of hurdles
process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that could have been a little bit of the reason why.
Game Pass is the perfect place for this game, though.
I know.
Game Pass, I was like, I need it there. That's perfect.
Skellington, I kind of feel like maybe that's what took so long. I think he's been trying to get it into. I've been following him on Twitter, and it sounds like he's been trying to do maybe that. He's like was trying to get like everyone almost to kind of petition for him to get it into Game Pass. So I don't know if it's gonna be there, but I agree. This is one of it's 5 people. How much could this possibly cost Xbox to put this game in Game Pass? It would not cost them a lot because these guys, I think, would take any sort of bag because it's their first game, right? Mm-hmm. It's why I was so happy to see like Tales of Kanzara, even though it didn't end up on Game Pass, it ended up on the PlayStation side. Right. I was happy to see their first game at least get that boosted numbers and probably get a bag from PlayStation to at least help that game out because I think it deserves it. But I would love to see this game land in Game Pass, man. Yeah, but on that note, let's get into the nitty gritty, the bad news.
No
bad news. I want to play a couple seconds of this.
Yeah, go
Isn't that beautiful?
Let me see. Yeah, it looks like so much fun, man.
Yeah, it does. Nice. Nice.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, sorry about the 5 frames per second. It happens a lot on
which is weird because on mine it shows it running perfect. So
I know it like when it goes out to StreamYards, it like chokes. It does that to us on EV Bucks as well. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I swear it looks better than that. But
all right, before we get on topics, and I know we have a bunch of them. I want to throw a little monkey wrench because sometimes I like to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's a very small one, I promise. But there's a game that I hadn't really heard of, and then there's a little clip of it, and I'm going to play it. Sure. Okay, so it's called Where Winds Meet. It's coming to the Xbox supposedly before the end of the year, and it's kind of a Ghost of Tsushima type game. I'm going to show you all the clip here. Has anyone else heard of this at all?
I haven't.
I don't think so.
Okay. So, and it's literally like a 5-10 second little clip of it. But I think once you see the clip, you'll be like, I want this. All right, I'm on the right screen here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, RHETRI, what am I doing wrong? Okay, here we go. Dave's got his shit together. Can you tell? No, really. Anyway, I made a change in the show to where it wouldn't automatically pop up, and now I'm gonna have to change that back because I miss it not being able to auto feed real quick. All right, so here we go. Let me enlarge it. And
I did see this. Okay.
So
I knew it when you said the name; it sounded familiar.
Upon doing some research, it certainly shot to the top of my list for the most anticipated games for this year. Where Winds Meet is another game set in the Dynasty Warriors universe, but in a period slightly...
Oh, you got me. Dynasty Warriors. I'm in.
Developer has touted that this game is like Ghost of Tsushima in medieval China. And if that's the case, then I'm all for it. The game includes several gameplay elements, including horseback riding, combat skills, exploration hunting, and so much more. The massive open world is being designed to encompass numerous locations, including the windy steeps, bamboo forests, and bustling cities. This looks incredible, so stay tuned to the channel for more details very soon.
There you go. Doesn't that look cool though?
Yeah, I think it looks great. And you had me at Dynasty Warriors, man. You remember Dynasty Warriors back in the day? You take the big weapon and you hit them all, and you literally watch the frame drops like crazy.
Oh. Yes, yes.
Slow down
Thank
to
you.
A crawl.
Yes.
Still love that game. Yo, we were playing that game at 10 frames per second. Still loved it. Just saying. Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I personally wasn't a huge fan of Dynasty Warriors. It was just too much one button for me, man. But
yeah, it is very. Yeah, it's very. What? Yeah, you're right. It's Vampire Survivors back in the day. Essentially, that's what. I still loved it for what it was, but yeah, I think that game looks good, man. Thanks for bringing that up, Dave. Absolutely. Before we talk about how all the doom and gloom. And don't worry, I'm not doom and glooming, but listen, we gotta talk about this stuff, right? We gotta talk about the good and the bad in the Xbox community and what happens. We don't want to be one of those PlayStation channels that ignores when bad things happen. So Microsoft, obviously, everybody knows, shuts down Bethesda Studios behind Redfall and Hi-Fi Rush. Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty sent an email to staff announcing the complete shutdown of Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks, and more. Yeah, it's depressing. So Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks is closing, and it doesn't appear that any members of the team will join other Bethesda studios. This is old. I feel like I heard the opposite. So I am reading a Verge article, but I thought there were some Tango Gameworks guys moving over. Hi-Fi Rush will continue to be available to players on the platform. It is on today. Says Matt Booty. Hi-Fi Rush only just debuted on PS5 recently after receiving multiple accolades, award nominations, and critical praise. Aaron Greenberg, vice president of Xbox Games Marketing, wrote on X. And this is why you gotta be careful on that X. He wrote, Hi-Fi Rush was a breakout hit for us in all key measurements and expectations. Whoops. So Alpha Dog Games is the third studio closure. The developers of the mobile game Mighty Doom will also be closing as well. And obviously, I know most people don't care too much about the mobile side of this, but it's depressing, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to sugarcoat it. Like Hi-Fi Rush, just like Tango. Losing Tango does suck, right?
RHETRI, if you said those first three, like yes, let's just start off by, no matter who it is, Embracer, PlayStation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ubisoft, Activision, EA, Microsoft, layoffs suck.
Layoffs suck. Period. And we always say that. We say that for, this is an Xbox centric podcast, but we said this exact same thing when guys on the PlayStation side are laid off because they're human beings and they need a job, and they're making games and entertainment for us. So you should never ever, if you're cheering on anyone getting laid off, you can go fuck yourself right now. I'm just telling you, that's not okay. And I've seen some of that on Twitter. It's not cool, guys.
But to your point, I think if you would have said those first three, I think this would have been like, oh, that sucks, or like Redfall, we saw that coming. The mobile aspect, that's fine. Not fine, but you know what I mean. It's
right.
You know what I mean?
A little more expected,
it's
understandable.
Yeah. But when you say Tango,
that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one that hurts. Yeah. I mean, if you watch some of my old videos, I actually was trying to get Xbox to listen and expand Tango. Certainly not shut them down. I wanted them to expand Tango out because they do not have a good Japanese presence. I wanted them to actually make them a publishing unit in Japan and just make them huge. That was my dream. I was like, look, you don't have a footprint there. Use the only footprint that you do have there, right? Use Tango. Use Tango as networking to get
pull in
and
talent.
to grow. Yeah, absolutely. But that's obviously not what happens. You know, do I understand why Tango might have been shut down? Well, I'm glad you thank you for bringing up Reb's post here. This is from a Bloomberg article, and this is Reb just basically kind of condensing it for us. So let me read this out to you guys, why Bloomberg is saying this happened. He said, here's why Microsoft shut down Tango Games and Arcane Austin. He say Microsoft owns ZeniMax, the parent company of Tango Games, Arcane, Bethesda, and more. The head of ZeniMax said they were about to collapse because they were supporting 9 studios with a lean central team. Tango and Arcane were looking to hire additional staff as they pitched new projects, which Matt Booty suggested was the main factor behind their closures. They closed down Tango and Arcane to allow ZeniMax to put more focus on fewer projects and avoid collapsing essentially themselves. So this, I mean, a lot of people ran with the narrative. I kind of ran with the narrative thinking, okay, well, Tango's games don't sell a lot of units. They're great games. They're critically loved, but they're not big sellers, very much like Remedy. Kind of Remedy reminds me a lot of Tango. But still, it's like part of me wonders what metric they're using to keep a studio around and what metric equals success if you're trying to feed Game Pass for different experiences. Tango is a very weird one to get rid of, in my opinion. You got a studio that was your only, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the only studio making making horror games under Xbox. And then you got weird games like Hi-Fi Rush, something that they took a chance on, which was a great chance that they took. So for me, even if it's not profitable, I would have still kept Tango. And I know that sounds stupid, but there's lost leaders in business, and I probably would have personally kept Tango. But I've been talking way too much about this because I'm in my feelings.
It's strategic value, right? Like, so
yes, exactly.
I don't think that, like, listen, if I don't own 1,000 shares of Microsoft, so I'm not going to come in here and defend money men that make those decisions. I come from this as a pure standpoint as a consumer, right? Like, I see some comments to where like Tango was mid. Okay, like that's fine. It was for you, but the beautiful thing that I liked about Game Pass and what their approach was is so that these smaller studios could be safe and create these type of experiences.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So when you look at a We Happy Few with Compulsion, the max that it ever reached was 3,000 on Steam.
Great example, dude.
Right.
That's a great example.
So what happens with them? Same with Double Fine. Psychonauts 2 wasn't the best seller, even though it was on all platforms. Was it a success in their eyes? Probably. So like my concern here, and this is not fucking FUD or it's not doom or gloom. It's just the messaging portion with Microsoft versus Xbox seem to be colliding.
Yes.
Right? Like, is Game Pass what you're all in on? If so, then why do the sales on Steam matter? Or the sales on other platforms matter when you're trying to sell pretty much, to me, a service that you don't even market very well to begin with. We've already talked about that like quite a bit. Like, we can't complain about sales numbers when Game Pass exists, right? And there's no metric to where we can see. We always look at Steam, but that's not the full picture. Like, we don't know what we're looking at here. But my concern is, like, what happens to a Double Fine? What happens to a Compulsion Games? Like, when they have to pitch these ideas now.
FUD. A lot of people are saying that's like doom and glooming. I think it's I think it's a fair question, to be honest with you, because tell me how many of you geniuses that are saying this is FUD had Tango Gameworks on your bingo card as getting axed?
No one.
Nobody. So
Especially
I think
not
it's
after the reception
fair enough
when
to
it went
say.
to PlayStation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to bring that point up, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And the other thing is that like the restructuring to do this, like it just seems, are they focusing more on like just being another EA or Ubisoft to where it's just about the big games? Like if so, like I'm not a fan of that. Like what brought me into Xbox was their recores and smaller quirky ass titles that they had, you know what I mean? Or even Push 2 when they started acquiring these studios like Ninja Theory. Does Ninja Theory get a pass? Probably not. You know what I mean? If the sales aren't good enough for Hellblade, what happens to Ninja Theory?
Well, I wonder because I know a lot of people brought up Ninja Theory, but I do question the relevance to the Ninja Theory correlation just because it's still, I think that game probably, the budget is probably still very manageable. And that's what I wonder if it's based on budget, because it's still not a huge team that is at Ninja Theory. Yeah, but I do think it's a fair question because everyone's going like, oh boy, like you're talking about
right. Is it about the money or is it about the service? Like that's what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean?
Good
like,
point.
Is it about Game Pass or is it about how well these games sell outside of Game Pass, or is it a combination of the two? Right? Like what is your mission statement when it does come to these smaller games? Because like we're looking at it like this, or at least I am, right? To where next time I pitch an idea, I better make sure it has microtransactions. I better make sure that you know what I mean? Like because that's what Amy Hood wants, right? Or the Tim Stewarts. They want to make sure this is as profitable as possible. Otherwise, my whole studio gets axed. Now, this is a one-off, right? Like this just happened, so I can't go and say
it's still fresh.
that it's going to happen across the board. But we don't. When Aaron Greenberg comes out and says it met our expectations, they hit all metrics. Which I don't think Aaron would say that if it didn't.
I know,
right? Yeah, like I don't think he would, but things change within the business aspect, and maybe they have new metrics.
And there's different levels, as Doc would say. There's different levels to this shit, right? Like success for shout out to Doc. Success for a game like Hi-Fi Rush is not going to be the same as success for Halo. Like they're not. Right. They shouldn't be measured the same, right? So like I think what Aaron said at the time, I don't think he was lying. You know what I mean? But it's just like. But when you see stuff like that, you're like, we're definitely getting Hi-Fi Rush too. That like Tango. They're safe, like they're being weird. I love that Xbox is being weird, and it's a little bit of a jab because I praise them left and right for allowing a studio to take a chance on a game like Hi-Fi Rush. On a studio who does like scary games, doing something so completely opposite on the other side, and to this day is my favorite Tango game. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like Evil Within, probably my second favorite series from them. Ghostwire Tokyo, I thought was okay. But man, Hi-Fi Rush, it's perfect. Like, I love that game through and through.
Hey, we got a couple of quick super chats. Want to knock these out. I actually slacked on these a little earlier because we were doing some other things, but let's knock these out real quick.
All right, Spartan 666. I almost said 666. 661. You're good. You're good. I just became a YouTube member. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome to the council. Let's go. RC Polygons with $5 says, I have blocked and unsubscribed so many people who is doom and glooming Xbox. My timeline is so empty, but 100% less toxic from everyone bashing Xbox. That's a very good idea, dude. I mute people like crazy. I've muted some of my own friends, man. Like it's just too much. Silent Cypher with a $2 says, the booty is bad for business. Hashtag bad booty. Bad booty. Don't you talk shit about the booty. Kay Asante just became a member for 7 months. Thank you, Kay. Always a pleasure, sir.
And before we continue to go, which we definitely want to get everybody else's opinion, but just a quick shout out to Dark Wrigley. He's here in the chat with us. He's making some more comments. We got Mav from Fun Speculation, Fuzzy Belvedere. Is jumped in the chat. So many other great members, Crispy Bomb, Adele, 114 for is here. So so thank you all so much for being here. If I don't mention your name, please don't take offense. There's just so many. We got over almost 300 people here watching us right now live on X and on YouTube. Thank you all so much for being here. And like I said, we are so excited to have this amazing panel tonight to the Longhouse podcast, and they are all awesome in their own right. And let's continue to get their feelings on this topic.
Yeah, one point before I move on to Super, it says Wade Johnson saying, and I'll call you out when you say dumb shit. He said you guys are acting like Xbox doesn't own these IPs. Do you think Do you think anyone on this panel doesn't realize that? Come on, guy. We know they still own it. Do you think you're seeing Hi-Fi Rush anytime soon? Hi-Fi Rush 2? Yeah. Good luck. No. Just saying. Like we understand the business. We understand that they still own the IP, obviously. But when are you going to see the next Evo Within? You're probably not going to. That, you know what I'm saying? But Super, let's go to you on your whole take on these layoffs, Arcane, Tango, even on the mobile side. Like, what do you think about all this stuff?
Pretty much like Viking said, man, it's always a terrible thing when we see layoffs. It seems like we're just seeing layoffs after layoffs, you know, even while we're seemingly hearing good news. Like we get an earnings report and everything seems to be lovely, and then we turn right back around and we start laying people off, right? But I just wanted to talk specifically about like the interview with Sarah Bond. She said something that like I feel like we've been hearing a lot is the video game industry is not growing, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like and she also stated that they're in a transition phase. So maybe they're not done with what the acquisition and got everything, let it settle into place and where it needs to be, right? So okay, sure. But what I felt was a little troubling was when the individual asked her specifically about the success of Hi-Fi Rush and like what would it take, because I feel like that's a very valid question. Like as we all say, like we thought it was a great game. It did well on a different platform as well. It won awards, so it seemed to be in a good position. So her response was pretty much that the gaming world is pretty much a creative space, and from what she told me is like that one size does not fit all. So that does not necessarily be like, okay, well, you made a good game, that doesn't mean that you're good. Which if I had a studio, like Viking said, that would make me want to come to the next meetings and be like, hey, I have all these things going on for me, and it'll set a dangerous precedence for the other studios that still, trying to get stuff lined up. But man, but it seems like the console market is saturated to where it's going to be. So they're looking to go mobile, man. They want to throw everything on the web, and the people who like consoles can have the consoles, and the people who want to get some mobile can access their library, in the near future and just do it that way from the web. So it feels bad as a consumer to see Tango close like that, because I really loved that game, man. That game
I did too.
Was amazing. And we talked about it on our show too. Like I think last year the founder left too. So Shinji Mikami left. So there could have been, smoke over fire where there was smoke earlier. Sure. But it just feels nasty, man. And hopefully we can keep some of these things open, and let's get some of this content continue to be loaded on the Game Pass.
Some of the rumor is that he did leave, and he did take some of his staff, decided to go with him, as it were, and that possibly he's actually, working out a few deals for some exclusive content in the future.
Didn't Jez? I thought Jez debunked that almost instantly.
Yeah,
I thought maybe it was Jez.
One of I forgot what his name. I forgot what his name was, but he was the creative designer for.
Oh, there you go.
Creative director for Tango, and he said that's not what happened. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing is too is like if this just happened, and I think a lot of people didn't know it was going to happen, and. It just happens, right? So there's gonna be, when things like this happen, you see guys that were in charge over there that will just make a new studio and do their own thing and go independent, which I hope happens. You know what I mean? Like they gotta make, this is what they know. This is what they know. This is their thing. So hopefully there'll be some new studios popping up out of this bad news. You know what I mean?
And if he didn't take talent with him, then I think he, will definitely be able to have a talent pool to pull
Yeah, he
from.
will.
I know.
Unfortunately,
you're not wrong. It sucks to laugh about, but there's so many damn people out there now that are not working. It's like, sheesh.
And obviously skilled individuals. If you can drop some balls like that, definitely.
People they worked with before.
I would be so skeptical on working for, like, if this happened to me, this was like my second time being laid off from, and now with an award-winning game, right? Like, why come back to the game industry? I know how to code. I know how to do other stuff. Like, I'm going elsewhere. Like, it feels like a gig job at this point. You know what I mean? Like, like
unionized.
There's no stability
hate to say it. This is why I said I've been saying this for a long time. Like, you got to respect the devs, man, because look at what's been happening to them like the last 2 years and even before that, right? Like, how do you feel safe? We've seen, even on the PlayStation side, we've seen people with 20 plus years of experience. Bye, out the door. See ya.
Highest
like
paid goes first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's usually what happens, right? So, it's like, damn, man, even your experience doesn't matter. It's like, it's whatever's good for the corporation. This is why at the end of the day, like, we know Xbox is kind of looked at as the kinder of the two. They talk to us more, right? Nintendo, PlayStation, they don't talk to us at all. So I think, we appreciate that they talk to us, but at the same time, it's just like, man, like, they are just corporations, guys, at the end of the day. And, it's all about the almighty dollar. Spartan661 with the $2 says, hashtag Merkin wine is a thing. Hashtag Cadius wine. It was, I don't know what he's alluding to. Cadius wine is a thing. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sure that's a dig. Yeah, I'm sure that's a dig. But shout out to everyone who's here tonight. Look, if you say stuff that we're in the chat and assuming we know stuff, I will call you out. Remember where you're at. Wipe your feet. You're in my home, brother. Wipe your feet off. This is my house. Black Skellington, let's go to you and your whole take on these layoffs and everything and what this means to you as a gamer and whatnot.
Yeah, to me, so if you guys don't know me, I'm pretty much the gamer's gamer. At the end of the day, but behind the politics and everything else that goes on, I'm here for the games. So this kind of at the end of the day, between all this, I'm just hurt that, for one, the layoffs are bad. People are losing their jobs, and two, we lost a potential mascot for Xbox.
Yes,
this game was going to transcend gaming. Mascot. This is going to be
where's my Netflix series?
This is going to be a series. This is going to be a serial. This is going to be a trading card game. This is going to be everything. I felt it was shadow dropped, and everyone in the community pretty much loved it. It was so good. It was potential to have its own Xbox later on. It had potential to we needed another mascot, and we lost that. And then even then, when they moved it to PlayStation, it still was transcending gaming because it was moving its way out. I was like, okay, if it has to go, you got to set it. If you love something, you got to set it go. One of those things, So this game was just bigger than that to me. And so at the end of the day, I was just really sad that we lost a true potential mascot. And the sequel, I just when the sequel would have came back, it would have been exclusive to Xbox, and it would have been so good on just for the future of the brand. So that's kind of my initial take, just being the consumer and the gamer, is that I'm sad that these characters are gone. This would have been an easy TV show. It would have been so easy. These characters were lovely,
written so well. Even the villains in there were all written so, I didn't dislike not one character. They were all so lovable, man. Nobody. Even when they were bad, I loved it.
The Funko Pops, the plushies, I seen it all. It had the potential for all of it, man. And it's just sad that it's gone. And it like Viking was saying, going and trying to create my next game, it's like, now I don't even want to be creative. Now I have to stick to what you guys are going to accept, which is
the old formula.
The old formula. It's like, we came out with something original. It was shadow dropped and looked good, played good. It was a whole game based on sound, fighting too. The whole levels are moving with the. I'll never forget this game. I'm gonna just put it that way. It was
the character moving to the beat and everything.
Yeah. And now we won't ever get anything original because they said, nah. We know they liked it, but we got other plans, I guess. So, RIP.
All right,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
It's like we gotta have a funeral for.
Like, I think,
Fire
like,
Rush.
when it comes to the business side of it, like, do y'all think they should have, because they do this stuff for quarterly financials, right? So what can show up on the books and what doesn't. But wouldn't it have been smart to wait until you can launch it on Switch 2 when that launches? Like, wait and see how it does.
Well, it doesn't mean it won't come to
It'd be a
Switch.
while. You know what I mean? Like it would.
Switch 2 comes what, next year?
Yeah, so
Maybe.
that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
the Switch
Rumor
2
has it.
did get delayed, right? Like it was, we all
Right.
thought it was coming this year, and then got pushed into 2025. So, I think the money spoke, and they weren't going to wait it out.
Wait that long,
Like
yeah.
Mo was saying, like in the chat, like this is a nothing burger, and that's fine. I get you. And he says I still support the ABK deal. So don't I. I'm not wavering on that. I 100%. I'm not like one doesn't equal the other. Just because I don't like Hi-Fi Rush and Tango shutting down, and even Arcane shutting down, because I played a lot of Redfall, even though everyone hated on it. I'm still behind this ABK acquisition because why? Because I'm the consumer. At the end of the day, them owning ABK benefits me. It benefits me greatly. And that's. Kind of sounded like a jerk, but that's kind of really what matters is my wallet in a day and age where people can't afford to eat and buy milk and shit like that. So yeah, being able to game and do our favorite hobby on a budget is a big deal in 2024.
Yeah. Got a couple of read your comment real quick, and I've got a couple of new members.
Abdel says Supernova is I like his vibes.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Abdel. Oh man. Let's see. Z Black Rider just became a YouTube member. Welcome to the council, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Ray just became a member for 1 month. He says, "Ayo, what's going on, Ray? How you doing, man?"
All right. So I think let's, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and just jump right into the interview. And I've got a couple of clips we'll play.
For Sarah
yeah,
stuff?
Yeah. I think it's time. We've waited long enough. It's the big
time.
The Queen.
The Queen, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love her.
Me too. And
she's so awesome.
And the one thing I will say that some people were saying, oh, she looks all stressed. She looks all, dude.
I mean,
this
she
stuff
did.
going on. Well,
Well,
yeah,
of course.
but
understandably
well,
so, right?
she has to have some empathy for the
I know.
for the people that lost their jobs. But yeah, they know things that they can't necessarily talk about, and they don't want to talk about until the showcase comes. So let's
100%.
let's give them a little leeway, or some people will say the rope to hang themselves, whatever it takes. But let's give them a little leeway. Until we know, because Microsoft, the doom and gloom is fucking stupid. The Microsoft ain't going nowhere. This gaming ain't going nowhere, and it's
definitely not going anywhere.
It is what it is. I'm gonna. Do you want the? Let's see. I'm gonna pull up the whole slate one first.
Yeah, it depends.
Or have the other one
which
that's,
one?
Hardware, either one.
There's one that did I send you a hardware one, or did you?
I know I had that one already.
Okay, I sent you one about Game Pass because there's been rumors circling again about Call of Duty possibly not going into Game Pass. I know The Verge, Tom Warren wrote about it, saying that he's heard some sources about them talking about possibly not putting in a Call of Duty into Game Pass, which is it's a corporation. There's no doubt. I have no doubt that talk happened,
right?
Because like, of course they're gonna have that conversation. Like, hey, could we be losing money if we put the game in Game Pass? But I did want to kind of maybe play the
whole
clip.
slate. That's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one you sent me. Is this one? It's the abbreviation of the whole slate. Ready?
Yeah, go for it.
We know our core users love Game Pass. Game Pass is a gaming subscription. You get a whole portfolio of games, but importantly, you get every single one of our games that we build day one in Game Pass. And the quality and the breadth of those games has only been going up over time, and you're going to see some more really big games going into Game Pass later this year.
From Activision's
Across the whole slate. Across the whole slate. You're going to see some really amazing things. And keeping that as something that is really special for Xbox players is central.
The interviewer, by the way, was so good. She had the perfect.
Yeah, Dina's really good, man. She's definitely a pro. So shout out to Dina Bass. It's Bass, right? That did that. So I guess when this original rumor came out, I said I didn't believe it. Obviously I believe the conversations were happening because it's a corporation and that's going to happen. But do you guys think? Because I saw a lot of people saying, even after they watched this interview, and to each their own, like even people I respect were saying, well, she didn't say Call of Duty was coming, RHETRI, so like ... you never know. And I'm just like, I feel like she just said it again, bro. I don't know. Like, how did you guys, and it's okay if you didn't hear what I heard. Sometimes we watch the same thing and we hear different things, right? I'm just curious. I'll start with you, Black Viking. Like, what did you hear? Do you think Call of Duty and I want to preface this, all first party games from Xbox are coming to Game Pass? Or do you think there's going to be some exceptions like Call of Duty or that might not hit Game Pass?
Not in the near future. Rand from Xbox 2 made a great point this previous episode that he had, so I'm not going to steal it but it was great.
You can
they
steal
have
it,
by not legally, but they have to abide by what they said in court whenever they were fighting for ABK, and they said that they were going to bring Call of Duty to more players at affordable price because of Game Pass, and if they don't do that, the regulators will be on their ass to say, see, they lied. They took Activision Blizzard. They said they were going to put COD on Game Pass to make it better for the consumers, and they didn't. They just did a money grab. So they kind of have to, regardless of what Amy Hood or Tim Stewart wants. Yeah, they kind of have to.
Yeah.
I like that.
Shout out to Randall Thor 19,
the man with the million.
Recorded that special just for me and Dave. Made it real sensual too at the end there.
Oh yeah.
But it has to. I mean, even if like we didn't know like any of that, or I didn't hear that point, like they have to. Otherwise, like the messaging between Game Pass gets even more.
Gets really murky real quick.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, because you had like the 4 games go over. It's like, well, is that going to be the only, like every conversation is going to be, is this going over?
Yep.
The Tango Gameworks closure was like, well, if that closed, what else can close?
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, and then like if Call of Duty's not there or the next Diablo's not there, it's like, well, what else cannot come to Game Pass day one? It's just so screwy with the messaging, man. So they kind of have to at this point. And I know like Xbox isn't going anywhere, right? And like my concern isn't like if Xbox is going anywhere or is it dying. I think it'll probably be here forever, but not forever, but probably until I die. In some form or fashion. It's just like I want to know what Xbox you are now that Amy Hood and Santi are in the building. You know what I mean?
Like, like you're saying, like the corporate side's mixing in a little too much now that they've seen the money. Yeah. I mean, it's passing like Office, right? It's now more profitable. So the money guys are probably getting more involved, which brings me to another side point where people are calling for Phil's head, and I laugh because you guys are complaining about it being too corporate, and then you want it to be more corporate by getting rid of Phil. Come on, man.
You want Phil to go? All Santia will do is put a yes man suit at the top of there, and it will make things so much worse.
Way worse.
Phil does listen. I get tired of the Phil slander.
Yeah, me too.
Phil, in my belief, he's the only gamer that's up there.
Yeah.
When you look at the whole board of Xbox Studios or Microsoft Gaming, he's the only true gamer that's up there. And I'm sure he's able to convey his message or gaming culture to the higher ups. on what works, what doesn't, what messaging should look like, and all this other stuff. You want a suit in there like Don Matrick? No, no. Or you want Tim Stewart to get a bump and be the head? No. Stop the Phil slander, bro. That boy, like, if it wasn't for Phil, I mean, Xbox was in pretty dire straits with the Xbox One generation, and he brought that shit. They went from how many studios to over.
That's what I'm saying.
30.
Man.
I don't have enough appendages.
Short
to count
memory
how
with the gamers.
It's
It's like, what have you done for me lately? It's kind of I feel like it's a little bit of like, what have you done for me lately type of scenario, and it's like, damn,
they don't do
dude,
the what did you do for me lately with PlayStation though, which is crazy.
No, they don't. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. It's you know.
You're killing me, Farq. You're killing me.
Farq, thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Great way to sit there, RHETRI. Look at that. Look at that. Look at his
I guess
avatar.
Arlstein didn't like the background. By the way, Arlstein's kind of a troll. If you didn't know that, Dave, I'll just let you know that right now.
I'll change the background for now.
If you look at the background into RHETRI's eyes, you will be completely lost. Thank you, Farq. That's my guy right there.
Farq.
My London bald brother. Let's go. Zach Black Rider says Della doesn't operate that way, and if things have changed, Phil will quit. So I don't know, man. I don't like the whole Phil going after Phil thing. It's just weird to me. It's weird energy. But let me go to you, Supernova. What do you think about Call of Duty, Game Pass, Xbox first party games possibly being separated out of Game Pass, maybe coming? Someone suggested like 6 months down the road, like EA Play type of scenario or something like that.
Yeah, I did hear from what she said just then in that small clip, it did seem like she meant that it was all the games were gonna come day one, right? But the interviewer did ask specifically Activision, and she said the whole slate, right? Mm-hmm. So for
I guess
me,
people didn't like that, but I don't know why.
Well, just saying, like,
what's the whole slate even mean? I was like, I think it fucking means the whole slate. I'm so confused. What
including Activision and COD.
Isn't that everything?
Hello.
Yeah, but I think just because of that specific piece right there, it kind of still left room for people to be like, hey, like,
just a little bit. Yeah.
But I'm part of the people as well, because like lately, like things have been surprising us, like the Tango stuff, surprise, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah. Fair.
You know, so I still reserve the right to see it not on there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to expect for it to be there until I see it there personally.
Fair. That's fair enough. Yeah.
I hope it does. Because I'm a consumer. I like to play Call of Duties too. I hope that it does that, and I would be ecstatic. I would be happy. I'm pretty sure everybody who's Game Pass payers, be happy too. So yeah, definitely do that, man. But the way that she didn't stick that landing when she asked specifically Activision.
I do have a theory about that. And I think because the fact that they had to come out before and Matt Booty had to say it then when they had the business meeting, because we heard from a lot of prominent YouTubers that, and I'm not going to mention them, but that Call of Duty might not be coming to Game Pass. I wasn't one of those people. I was like, nah, there's no way they would do that. That's like shooting themselves in the foot. And it brings up the whole, is this game going to be on there? Is this game going to be on there? But they, Matt Booty said his piece during that interview, and I thought it feels like they're doing it again. Like they know there's a question mark by the community, and maybe even the lack of trust. I don't know, but I think the June showcase. I think she didn't want to say definitively about Activision because I think the June showcase is kind of like a drop the mic moment where they don't want to almost ruin it for the hype and saying, here it is in Game Pass. That's just a theory of mine. It could be complete. Okay. I could be complete bullshit, but I feel like, remember what happened when the 4 games went over to PlayStation? And we all expected Phil on that stage when he was being interviewed to tell us what they were. What did he do? He didn't. We all said, what? Phil, why didn't you tell? Because he said he wanted the teams to be able to do it themselves and announce it on their own time, right? So I think this might be that scenario, or I'm just hoping and coping and I'm just making shit up as I go. I don't know.
No. I like that though, because I feel like that's the type of space and perspective as consumers, we should be in. Like, we should be hopeful for good things to happen, for us from a company. So it's up to the company to kind of build that type of rapport with their consumers. And once again, shout out to Sarah Bond for doing that, man. And to have to sit out in front of the whole world and take those lumps after these huge things are happening, man, and for her to take it on the chin and to answer some of the questions, pretty much all the questions as eloquent as she did. And she did seem like she had her hands tied behind her back, and it's corporate. I would love to see, like, in June 2nd, they bring out a bunch of cool extra stuff that she was unable to say at that time. So, man, as a consumer, bro, like, ever since Xbox came out in like 2001, bro, like, I've been taking lumps for Xbox. So
we're used to this. We're built for this. If you have been here that long, this is nothing, right? It's another day.
Xbox is good, man. Microsoft has $3 trillion still to
get some money.
Yeah, they got some bread, man. Everything gonna be all right, bro. So I personally think that Xbox is just making a slight transition to also incorporate mobile and then incorporate, the cloud to get, it's not just the Xbox, the plastic box anymore. I think they're trying to open the web to try to get more consumers in because, the money is still the same. It's been the same for a while. So they're trying to incorporate some new strategies to get some eyes on their content.
I definitely think you're right on the mobile space. We're going to hear, as annoying as that is to a lot of us, like PC and console gamers, I think the mobile conversation is going to continue. I mean, what the funny thing, it's like they told us like a million times. They were like, la, 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 like, fuck mobile. They told us a million times. It was all about King. But Black Skellington, what do you think about this whole Call of Duty thing, possibly not going into Game Pass? What are your thoughts about this, man?
My thoughts are pretty much if they do not, gamers here, I'm just here to game. So if they do not put that in there day one, they're going to miss out on all the initial players for Call of Duty. That game is getting bought and copped no matter what. So if it's not there the first day, they're going to miss out on their base that buys their microtransactions. They're missing out on that first day sales. Like, I'm not waiting on you guys to get Call of Duty. Okay, it's available everywhere. You know what I mean? So I think that's just really hurting them. And just to go from the beginning, if I'm just taking general statement and general listening, whole slate, it kind of better mean everything.
A translation, it better be what you said it was.
Kind of just means everything. Like, and that's where I know these people have the best writers, the best people. They know what they're saying. And like Nova was saying, their hands are tied. I feel like that was so specific. I think that people just thought, it can't be. No, it can't mean everything. She said kind of everything. So
yeah.
I don't understand why we're upset.
I think they wanted her to look in the camera and sense.
Right. That is exactly what they wanted, Blaqq. It was like, damn.
It's like that meme from The Professionals. Bring me everyone. What do you mean everyone? Everyone.
Right. Yeah. How frustrating must it be, though, for like Matt Booty, Phil, and Sarah? Like, how many times are we going to fucking tell these guys like the same thing? And I'll tell you, though, like, the world would turn over if that does not hit Game Pass. If they start pulling that shit, like, it's not going to be good. I'll be giving them the heat. I think everyone's going to give them the heat because, that's what we do. We try to play fair around here. But I think it's funny, like, what we talked about earlier, there's a lot of doom and gloom around that Tango thing. But guys, I'm here to say, like, and I said this last night on a podcast, like, it is the best time to be an Xbox gamer in the history of Xbox. I see some people out there saying, like, I miss the old Xbox. I don't because I've played more games now than I ever have as being a gamer ever. Because they're giving us so much stuff that I can't play all the games. So I don't understand the doom and gloom. We feel bad for people losing their jobs. It completely sucks. It's the way of the world. It's the way of the economy right now. A lot of industries are getting laid. People are losing their jobs outside of gaming. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's happening everywhere. But as a gamer, I feel like some of us just latch on to like hate sells, right? Like, man, I want to be happy about gaming, dude. Like the June showcase, people are like, oh, this is putting dampers in the June. Not for me. I'm not. It didn't, honestly, like, yeah, it sucks, Tango, but I am very much looking forward to that June showcase, man, because we are going to get a blitz of games. A blitz of games is coming. Like, just so much to look forward to.
Just to reiterate what you just said about the negative, if we, you know, like on this channel, I mean, we try and be, you know, balanced and open, and sometimes, you know, there's a lot of negative headlines. So, you know, I put it in this thumbnail, you know, a little more positive spin, and even Viking was measuring. He goes, so what's that about? And I was like, well, I'm trying to put a little, you know, positivity on this.
Why are you being the good guy?
But he was kind of, you know, because that's not the norm. It's whenever we hear everybody else, it's like, you know, it's the end of the world. The sky is falling, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah,
and
that's what we did yesterday, but we were poking fun at it. We were like, fucking Xbox is burning to the ground.
Yeah. And shout out to Aim Down Sights, show that RHETRI does on Saturdays. Fantastic show, by the way. Yeah. Love it.
Can we like kind of talk about, like, because I felt like even like Mav got super attacked over the week.
Dude, I know, I saw. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand, like, so I'm an Xbox guy through and through, right? And so are you guys, right?
Absolutely.
So is Mav, right? Like,
yes.
we
I already got hate shit in my DMs right now already.
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
We understand that, yes, the media doesn't help, because any little negative Xbox thing does, they pile on. So it puts us in this spot to where, like, we have to be the positive light in it, right? Like, we have to not go down the same road, even if it is like horrific. Like, I don't want us to, like, Call of Duty not be on Game Pass, and then all of a sudden all of us are like, well, it's all right with me. Like, I don't want, like, we have to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, when we have to voice our frustrations when it's warranted. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to criticize. I'm a consumer. I like Xbox in the direction that it's headed, right? Like, and what makes me love Xbox is the quirky games, the Game Pass. And if some of that stuff changes, or seems like somebody else is getting involved to where, like, now it's all about the money and the big games, I'm gonna voice my frustrations. Yeah. Like, and I shouldn't get shit for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah. I mean, and that happens a lot. Go ahead, Nova. Sorry about that.
I was just gonna say real quick, just like they say, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if you have frustrations, you should be able to voice that.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you're an Xbox centric channel, I think some of us, they just want us, like, to toe the line and just be, like, positive on Xbox 100% of the time. And I usually am, but we got to talk. We got to. There's good and there's bad. There's ebb and there's flow. We can't ignore the bad stuff. But I'm also here to say, as much as Tango sucks, like, I'm already almost over it. Like, already, you know what I mean? Like, I get over shit real quick. I'm too old to be, holding on to the grief over Tango. It sucks. But it is what it is, and I don't regret the ABK purchase, because it was a lot of told you so. See what's going to happen. Like we didn't know jobs were going to be lost when a giant merger happened. You dum. But
a couple of quick things, and we got a couple of new channel members to mention, and one comment I want to pull out. But I do want to say, it would be so easy for me, and I thought about it too, actually doing like a special of doing PlayStation's dead, PlayStation's on fire, the world is over for PlayStation, because everybody's like, oh, what are you talking about, PlayStation, blah blah. Fuck that shit. They are in such trouble. They haven't got a new fucking game coming out until next year for first party. Baby steps is their big accolade. They may have some announcements coming up. Oh, let's see, Ragnarok coming to PC. Oh, the hardcore fanboys are going to love that. You know, PC. Oh, no. I'm just saying. So don't be all, oh, we have more sales. Really? And the fantasy, because it hasn't been officially announced yet, that there's a pro system coming. And there could be. I hope there is, because that would really nip their sales in the bud. Who's going to buy a $700 pro? I mean, there'll be some hardcore fans that do. Not everybody can afford that.
Scalpers.
Just saying.
Scalpers.
Exactly. Scalpers, good. And they can sit on those in those warehouses like they are now, and not activating those systems either. But it's so there's a lot of bad things we could talk, and I'm sorry if you were offended by that. Sorry if you try and clip me out. I fix it so you can't this episode. So
he's gonna clip himself out.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So shout out to Dirk Griggity. Something he says all the time, and Adele just said this in the chat, which I thought was great. I'm going to show it right now. RHETRI, read this.
Abdel, anybody can get it.
There you go. All right. So, and then we got a couple of new members, which we appreciate so much.
Flush Jackson, what's up, Flush? Just became a YouTube member. Welcome to the council. Flush makes a lot of good points too, man. I've seen some of his comments in the chat, so he's definitely a level-headed dude. Bouncy, what's going on, man? Became a member for 7 months. Let's go. Welcome to the council, brother. Yeah. Love it.
So yeah, so many good things, good comments out there and stuff too. I know I didn't mean to get sidetracked. Do we want to? Everybody drop in your points on that one, or do you want to play another clip from Sarah?
I think everyone dropped, at least on the game Call of Duty Game Pass side. I think everyone got their bars in. I don't know if you wanted
anything. So
no, I think we got
everybody
everyone
else
on that.
Everything good? Okay. All right. So let's.
If you wanted to play another. Our beautiful Sarah Bond.
Oh, and also we get before we start playing that one. Look at our man Silent Cypher.
What's up, Silent? What's up, brother? He just gifted 5 memberships to people. Hold on, let me see who it is.
2 people.
I have to go to the very tiny monitor. So that's because I'm old too. I can't see shit. Let's see. So Ice Cold was gifted. Let me bring the mic over here. Ice Cold was gifted. Sanchez Gaming was gifted. BT Maverick was gifted. Talos was gifted a membership. And Scorpio was gifted a membership. So appreciate that, Silent. Thank you, brother. My bald brother, my twinsy.
Yes. And just as if everybody that is a member, you have the emojis. So show some love. Everybody that is a channel member, show some love to the Longhouse podcast.
Yeah.
Right now by putting in the Viking emojis. Come on, now we can get a few of those in there. Come on, you ain't doing nothing. Just click it.
Go.
Throw them in. Let's go. Let's get them going because they're what an amazing product they put out. Their podcast is absolutely awesome, on fire, always on point. And you did an episode, and I'll clearly say it is where you had literally, I guess all of your panel at the time with Black History Month. You had we're all Black or African American. Whatever's most PC, and it was an absolutely fucking phenomenal episode. I loved watching an episode. Okay, I know. Oh, he's a white guy. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, race to me, it's just it is what it is.
I think we had our boy Gamsley on as a diversity hire that month. But,
That's funny. That's so funny. Yeah, but you know, but yeah, and then you had Paris on. You had so many great members of the community on, and like I said, the support. Because we're going to support you guys 1,000%. So anyway, big shout out to you guys for that. Just want to say. So let's. Oh goodness, we have another comment here. Let's get down.
Big Bad Bo just became a member for 5 months. Before we do all this doom and gloom shit, let's wait till the end of the year when everything has dropped. I'm excited. # boot on next season. I bleed green. Absolutely, dude. Like it's all good. It's really all good at the end of the day. When you look at the big picture, and I think that's what a lot of people are missing, they just look at the little details, stuff that happens. And when you look at the big picture, I think things are looking damn good as an Xbox gamer, and I'm not going anywhere, man. Not anywhere. Not anytime soon.
Here we go.
Yes, please.
Itself, heritages and console. And, the energy around the console right now is a little challenged. Many of the hardcore long-term customers are worried. They're worried about the release on other platforms. They're worried that that may indicate that Xbox is defocusing its own hardware. What do you say to them? How do you make them feel like Xbox is still for them?
Yeah, I mean, first the worry that I see is happening across the industry, and I think is a lot of what we're seeing, just industry all up. But specific to core gamers, my focus has really been on engineering and building that next generation hardware experience that really, really taps in to their needs. I talked about this a little bit publicly a few months ago. I talked about how, our focus is on delivering the biggest leap ever. And that's about really thinking through every aspect of what that hardware and what that experience delivers with the core gamer in mind. And that is about power and performance. That's absolutely part of it. But it's also about the ability to be able to play all of the games. I mean, we have people who have been playing on Xbox for decades and invested thousands and thousands of dollars and hours with us, and to be able to take all of those games with them into the hardware of the future. So one of the decisions I made when I came in and became president of Xbox was to establish a team dedicated to that, to game preservation and ensuring that future generations, future iterations, that you get to take those things with you forward. The next part of that is saying, okay, I get to bring those games with me. I'm investing in those games. I get an incredible high performance experience on my console, but also continuing our commitment to make sure that gamers can bring their games with them wherever they want to play. That my Xbox library is something that can go with me and that I can enjoy with others. So our long-term commitment to cross-play is part of that, and our commitment to cross-progression and cloud saves, so you can pick up on one device and you can play on another, is part of that. And also our investments in cloud gaming, which you referenced earlier. A lot of those who use cloud gaming are people who own a console. They're just, they want to play it on another device and go somewhere else. So that's the second piece. And then the last piece is about Game Pass. We know our core users love Game Pass. Game Pass is a gaming subscription. You get a whole portfolio of games, but importantly, you get every single one of our games that we build day one in Game Pass. And the quality and the breadth of those games has only been going up over time, and you're going to see some more really big games going into Game Pass later this year.
From Activision's
across the whole slate. Across the whole slate, you're going to see some really amazing things.
Not good enough.
And keeping that as something that is really special for Xbox players is central for us.
Yeah, and that is the queen, and also let's not a figurehead.
Look at this,
she
she's
is
glowing,
the
man.
president.
Oh, fuck that bullshit. Xbox. The diversity hire crap. You guys going on that? Are you kidding me? Look up her resume. See how smart this fucking woman is, dude.
Hell yeah. Yes. Hell yes. And I love
her,
it.
Man.
Yep, same.
Good stuff. I mean, did you want to talk about the hardware side, Dave?
We got like about 20 minutes, so wherever you want to go with this. You guys have comments, stuff you want to talk about, or comments you want to make? Let's start with go in reverse. Let's go with Skellington. Yeah.
I guess we could do that. Well, I guess this wasn't on my topic list, but I think she just talked about a bunch about the future of hardware. Obviously, Skellington. What do you think that looks like? Do you think we're getting a handheld and another powerful Xbox? Like, do you think it's going to be a 2 SKU thing, or like what do you think? Like a leap? Like she keeps talking about that generational leap, right? That technological leap or whatever. What does that mean to you?
That's the part that I'm excited about most. It's like that better be something pretty crazy, because you guys
they're selling it really,
they're
it's like,
selling it.
Yeah.
So I think I believe that it will be a handheld, especially because how the market is going. That's all I was kind of hearing as she was explaining things. Take it here, get it there, boot it up here. Games come with me here. It's like it sounded like you're trying to be very mobile. So I like the handheld idea for sure. Plus, I'm in the market for a handheld, but I would also,
me too, brother.
I would also like to see if they do, a very powerful console, especially because Viking, I'm not going to lie, Viking has some great points on this. Some of my points are coming from him as well, because he keeps
steal away. He'll never know.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But he
won't tell him.
But he was just stating that coming out with the console while the PS5 there's a Pro, and then they drop new hardware for next gen, just puts them at such a good spot. Like it would just kill. It would be the best move overall, especially with the Pro coming out. They would just, especially with the games coming out and the ABK stuff with that new console or handheld, especially because it's supposed to be the biggest leap. They're just going to boom off for the next generation. They're set. This just feels like they're set. So As far as what she's saying, I think it's a handheld, man. I'm not gonna lie. I really want a handheld, and I want it to boot up with an Xbox OS. I want to turn my handheld on, and it goes wow. You know, that's what I want.
Yeah,
I want some of that. So that's kind of how I feel about what she was saying.
Very nice. I like the little sound effect you did, and we all knew exactly what you meant when you did that. Supernova, what about you, man? What do you think about the what the future of Xbox hardware will look like?
Obviously they're gonna come out with a more powerful next gen console, but as for like the handheld, I would like a handheld because I'm just now starting to get into the handheld scene myself. I know Viking has the ROG Ally. You know, I've been eyeballing those for a little while, and there's tons of other things. So if they can have something that'll give you the sound that Skell likes, but still give me the flexibility to kind of do as I want with it, you know, in the background, I'm all for it, man. As long as they don't lock it down completely. But as far as like the advances, I think that the advance maybe is just the cloud stuff, just getting more improvements by way of the cloud, because we've been seeing that both PlayStation and Xbox have been trying to, you know, make their UIs a lot better and closer to what they consider the Xbox experience. So I feel like the next is just make sure that you can have that Xbox experience wherever you are, you know? So that's what I think on that subject. Yeah.
Very nice, man.
Cool.
Let's go to you, Viking.
Yeah.
You're next.
So I think there was a lot of talk about they got the core gamer in mind with like for features and like wanting you to play even with the hardware play anywhere. So it's got me thinking, what if they do the traditional model with coming out with their own bespoke console and a handheld, right? But their main attention is on the Xbox OS to where, because everything's what x86, x86 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
To where that this could be the last traditional generation, because with GPUs, you know, I mean, you have generations, but like you kind of don't, right? Like you have the Xbox OS, and you can have third-party hardware makers like your MSIs or your Asuses or your Lenovo's, to where they can make their own box with the Xbox OS down the line, right? So Xbox will push out their own bespoke one. However, all these third-party developer or third-party hardware makers can make their own console but have the Xbox OS on top of that, and you would still be able, like, Xbox probably wouldn't care if you bought their console because they have to sell that at a loss, right?
Yep.
And or if you bought Asus's box or whatever, as long as it has Xbox OS and every game has the play anywhere feature, I'm good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I can go to PC, I can buy this box that has this spec, I can go buy this box or the bespoke Xbox bespoke box that has this spec, and I could play all my Xbox games anywhere I want. Same thing like with the ROG or Steam Deck or the MSI Claw. Like I can just boot up the Steam or the Xbox app and play whatever games. Well, not all the games, because like play anywhere isn't that strong yet, unless it's like Game Pass games. But
so with these third-party boxes, run them at different power levels.
They probably could, yeah. Just like with any other like PC, they're just miniature PCs at that point, right? But they have the Xbox OS, and I really hope that's what they're aiming for. You know what I mean? Is developing their own bespoke box that you can get, or you can order one from any third-party developer or hardware maker.
Yeah. Well, now, Mad Cats, Cool with it. No,
hate on the Mad Cats.
I did throw a stray at
Oh,
Mad
my
Cat.
God.
Dude, in our household, that was the controller that was just worse than the OEM ones. It just
That's
worked
funny.
a little worse. Man.
It's funny
Shout out
because
to
I actually
Mad
have a
Cat.
buddy who swears by his Mad Cats. He's got like a pro controller. I can't remember which one it is though, but he loves it. He swears by it. But I
Maybe
haven't
they're
touched
better.
Mad Cats in a long time.
Yeah, I think they've gotten better over the years. though.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think they were kind of they were like Kia. We used to make fun of like Kia cars. Like they've come a long way. I think maybe Mad Cats was the Kia back in the day. Maybe they're better now.
Like
I don't
Kia
know.
Boys, but
Yeah.
I digress.
But good points on the operating system there, Black Viking. I know I've heard some other people mention that too, and just kind of like I think Keasate's mentioned that too, like opening it up to these other hardware manufacturers and just having the OS there for them to use. I think that's fine. I mean, I certainly think it's something that aligns with the way that Microsoft is thinking, right? That's very much like makes sense to have that be something that they would do. I would definitely not be surprised if they did something like that, but I definitely would like to see some sort of operating system that is Windows light, but
Yes.
runs these games great. Like a lot of stuff happening in the background, but you don't know what's happening in the background because in your face is the good UI that you're used to. I think that's what I would like to see myself in a handheld. Edge Runner says handheld could be the way for Xbox to get into Asian market in a big way. Yeah, I think that's a very good point too, right? Like they are mobile gamers number one, so that would be a great way for them to get into that market for sure. Like Skellington said, I've been itching to get one of these portables too, man. Like I almost bought, like Dave's has ones for sale, by the way, guys, and man, I wanted to buy it, but just hearing Xbox might well, we heard rumors that there might be one this year. I don't think it's happening, but I'm just gonna wait for the Xbox One. But Stein said earlier that the technology, the leap, essentially, what Sarah's referring to, and I think I kind of agree with this, is AI based. Cloud is a big thing too, but that ties into AI, I think. I think to talk that game is for Microsoft to know how much they're investing into AI and how much we could see how cool AI is and all the stuff that you can do it, especially as content creators. We know a lot of this stuff is super powerful, and there's a lot of stuff we have no clue about because it's on the cutting room floor and no one's seen it yet, right? But Sarah knows directly what's coming in the AI space because they've invested so much damn money in it. So I think that might be the leap that they are talking about. And I hope it's cloud too. I would like to see them use more of the cloud, just like Microsoft Flight Sim does, right? They're doing a ridiculous amount of calculations behind the scenes. So help games that are not optimized as well. Hopefully the cloud can help, do some of that heavy lifting for them.
I'm so baffled by what Flight Sim does.
It's crazy.
Like every time
it's unbelievable.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
The cloud is perfect for Flight Sim, dude, because installing that game,
it's like made for that type of it's
take days to install
point.
that game.
Yeah, that's a great point.
worth it though. Worth all the install. For
Excellent.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And on the whole handheld side of throwing more gasoline onto that fire, we did just see like the new dual Wi-Fi network that is going to be coming out, or multiple Wi-Fi networks for the new UI in the Xbox system, which tells me I don't think that's for a bunch of guys taking the Xbox Series S on the road. It's gotta be right. Like why that use case scenario is going to be less than 1%, right? So it feels like that is for handhelds. So I think that just makes
unless there was that one geek that travels a lot that was working on it. It's like I need this feature.
Yeah. There are people who do that. I mean, I know Phil does it. Like, so I don't know. Like, I know people who do it, but it's like how many people are actually doing that? Where Microsoft would bother even putting in that feature. One Bad Mother says there's potential for AI to change game dev, change hardware power equation altogether. Absolutely. Your AI models could be more important than teraflops or performance, and I completely agree with OBM and what he's saying here. Yeah, I think it's going to help with some of the CPU issues we've had had on the console. David Cohen says, I absolutely think an Xbox hand SKU is necessary, especially with Game Pass being sustainable despite the slow growth, although the service did get 40 million subs, unlike the ponies are saying. Yeah, I mean, look, you know, the whole Game Pass side of things, like everything's slowing down. So of course, anything that needs money is going to slow down in 2024 when we don't have money, right? Like people are hurting out there. So I would expect it to get a little stagnant, but you need stuff like this. You need stuff like the handheld. You need like mobile. You need like these other avenues to boost up the subscription service, because they know console it's flatlined, right? Like they've hit the ceiling, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? When you say that, people get all angry. There's nothing wrong with the fact that, you know, you've kind of hit the top. They're looking for other avenues to grow the space, which just makes all the sense in the world. That's why we're going to keep hearing about mobile. But hey, if like what you were saying last night, if they add achievements into the mobile games and start throwing them everywhere, I'll probably be fucking playing Candy Crush. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Catch me playing that shit.
You know, if we're talking about, you know, on a budget, well, you know, Game Pass is budget friendly. That's what makes it nice. A lot of people that can't afford a lot of other things, maybe not even a console for the holidays, you know, existing PC or tablet that their kids play on, you know, can be like, oh, look now, look what you can play. You know,
absolutely.
So I'm just saying the future really has a lot of possibilities, but it's all on how they market it. And I do believe they're going to market things right. I think they're going to market it right. Yeah. So,
Dave, I had a poll question because I was really curious about this when it does come to the marketing front, like because they put out, you know, in front and center that. I know that's a fucking pony talking point, but like that no console required, right? And I really want to see the spreadsheet that shows who doesn't own a PC and who doesn't own an Xbox. That is
how many people are playing
that have Game Pass subscription without those two things. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's such a small percentage, dude.
Yeah, so I'm like really curious on if they continue to do the whole when a game comes out, will they market the whole no console required thing, or will they?
I mean, I think they will.
You think so?
Yeah, I do, because to your point, I mean, remember what you just said. You're talking about like the future. Even you saw was their OS going everywhere, which means. It's like I mean,
right.
If you consider a handheld a console, but I think this like play anywhere, everywhere thing is not going anywhere. For lack of a better word.
Well, no, I get that. I'm talking about the marketing portion of
I see what you're saying.
Of stating that you don't need the console. Like I feel like that's a good additive. Like I should know that when I buy the box. Like, oh shit, I can do this and that.
I can do this on my Samsung or my refrigerator. Yeah,
right. But like just to put it out on Front Street, like who's like, I want to play Starfield and I can get it on my Samsung, so I'm gonna sign up for $17 a month to play these.
I would love to know those numbers.
I would like to know too.
Yeah, because I can see that happening too, you know, because if they want all their stuff everywhere, you know, you got to tell people where it is. So if they want it everywhere, you know, tell people it's everywhere.
I mean, remember Keystone too. I wonder if that product is still going to ever launch. That whole Keystone product that they were trying to get to be like about $100, where it was just an internet-based platform, cloud platform, where you just hook it up and you just have the controller. I wonder if that's still a thing. You know what I mean? Because there's so much stuff going on with Microsoft. If they truly do a handheld and they do another powerful console, which I kind of think they're going to do. Part of me thinks, thank God there's programs, which no one else is doing, by the way, like All Access, because I am not dropping $500 for the new console and then another $300, $400, $500 for a handheld at the same time, if that were to occur, right? But I will drop $50 a month to get both of those, which is probably what All Access would cost you, because that's what it was for the Series X and stuff like that, and the Series
Consoles are turning into phones.
I'm just saying, they
get some.
As long as Microsoft, if they sell those, they count those as system sales, kind of like Sony does. They're little, I'm just saying. then I'm okay with it. Yeah, for real. Read that comment real quick if you don't mind.
Cepho saying, don't forget Game Pass Cloud is baked into some smart displays. Absolutely. Yeah, very true. Yeah. Samsung definitely got the deal going on with them.
I turned my TV on and I seen Starfield and I was like, this is insane. If I didn't have anything, I would use that though. If I had a controller, I would use that. I'd be like, I could play a whole game. I could play a bunch of games actually. What is this? Cool.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I think that's why people are like so curious about those numbers, because we're old school. So it's not for me. I will always get the most powerful device I can get. But look, mobile gaming rules the roost, and I don't touch it. So you know what I mean? I question, like, are we just dinosaurs? And maybe
you don't
there's
touch
a lot
it
of people
at all.
doing that shit.
RHETRI?
I know I do a little bit.
You don't play
I
Snap or Fallout Shelter.
I did try Snap. I played Fallout Shelter. I'm doing a little of the Call of Duty stuff. I started getting more into it. I started playing Candy Crush because after all the shit that went down with ABK, because I was amazed it existed. I didn't even know Candy Crush was still around. So
oh damn!
I was like, let's see the big deal about. Yeah, dude, I had no clue.
It was all the rage like a decade
I had
ago,
no
man.
clue. I was like, that thing's still making money. That thing's still that. It just goes to show you how removed I was from mobile gaming and not understanding that was a juggernaut. You know what I'm saying?
What you think all those old people doing while they're waiting at the DMV? They playing Candy Crush, baby.
Candy Crush, exactly. That's true. Yep, you got it. Yeah. Oh man, Candy Crush. Shout out to Candy Crush. Give me those achievements, baby. But yeah.
What a great show, man. What a great show.
Yeah. Good times, man.
Yeah.
You guys were absolutely on fire tonight, man. So blessed to have you guys here tonight, man. And I really truly do mean that. I mean, you know, it's Sunday night, it's Mother's Day, and and you guys are here with us, and we greatly appreciate it so much. Your show is absolutely fire, and I want everybody to know about that. And, before we get into outros, I do want to let everybody know that we are going to send everybody over. If you stick around, just stay right here where you're at. We're going to send you over to 3-Bit and Fuzzy Belvedere's Pixelated Echoes, which is on right now, and the Mav is one of their guests, and I believe I have another guest as well. But we're going to send you there automatically, so you don't have to go anywhere. In fact, if you do jump over from there, please tell them that they've been rated by the council. They love that when we do it. So it's pretty exciting that we're able to do that as well. And like I said, love their product. 3-Bit is absolutely amazing. He's a hell of an animator, and he actually has worked on Fable.
And ask him about Fable. Yeah.
He loves when you ask him about Fable. They can't tell you anything yet. Once the game comes out, he's going to talk like crazy. But just a reminder too that the next week's show, we're going to have both the stars, the host of PM and the PM. That's right, Pong Soul and Mav from Fun Speculation will both be here next week. And also, I can now officially confirm that the night of the showcase, which will happen during the day, but that night is, of course, our show falls on that night. Amazingly, and our guest will be to totally talk that shit. Will be Sean and then Dirt Griggity. Both will be here from TTS. So
it's gonna be fun.
So if you talk about talking shit that night, whoo, it's gonna be absolutely crazy. So guys, again, RHETRI, great show, man. As always, the work you put in is above and beyond, and I can't thank you enough for being my co-host, man. It's show wouldn't be the same without you. So as we go around the horn, we'll start off with Black Viking. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach out to you, and when your shows are.
Yeah, man, you guys catch me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at the Black Viking 3. And then also me and these beautiful melanin chocolate brothers up here. We run a show called the Longhouse Gaming Podcast. And that's every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we've had a lack of guests on the show the past couple of weeks, but we'll ramp it back up soon, man. We've had some pretty notable people on, which has been really great. We had Khalif Paris. We had we have Abubakar Salim from Tales of Kanzara on for it.
That was great, man. I think that's my favorite show to the date. Just saying.
Thanks.
I love that. That was so good.
The creator of God of War.
David Jaffe.
Mr. Jaffe.
Mr. Jaffe.
The non-controversial Jaffe. Is that
he was hilarious. He's fucking hilarious, man.
I love Jaffe, dude. Some people don't like it, dude. I love his brand of humor. He gives zero fucks.
Yeah, man. It's been a great start. We started December 5th. We're about 5 months in? Shit, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But we're really approaching 2,000 subs, man. So like we're really happy about that, and it wouldn't have been without the help of people like WebDave and RHETRI, so we really appreciate that, man.
That's right. You came on our show first, I believe.
I
right?
did, man. Right into the fucking fire. Thank
right
you.
into the fire. I remember you saying that. Like, damn, dude, really?
Your first show?
It was Cole, right?
It was Colt wasn't able to make it, but it was Rand.
It was Rand. Yeah. He's like, damn, dude, you put me right. He was like, throw me right in there. I was like, yeah, man, this is how we do it.
That's all I said. I said, look, we got to get you in the crowd with
the man with the million.
Sensual. Spartan661 with the $10 says, my Series S is my favorite traveling console. I'll get the screen attachment soon enough. Yeah, it's a cool device. It's an amazing Xbox console. To play a next-gen game for a fraction of the cost is amazing. Console play Xbox. Yeah, absolutely. It's worth its weight in gold for sure. Shout out to you, Spartan, man. Appreciate you.
It is awesome. And of course, heading up in the middle, Supernova. Please tell everybody where they can reach out and find you. And of course, obviously, the amazing shows that you're on, which, wonder what those are.
I know, right? Yeah. But I go by Supernova. You can find me on Twitter at super_Nova Gamer. You can also find me, just like Black Viking said, every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We be cutting up over there, man. And also we got the ability to have the GWG on our podcast too, man, which was one of my favorite episodes as well. So no, man, it's definitely a blessing, man. Thank you, WebDave. Thank you, RHETRI, for having us on. Thank you, chat, man. Your chat was live out here.
Chat was live and on fire. Yeah,
most definitely.
Man. They always are.
Yeah,
and it's truly is our honor to have all you guys on. And I mean, and just say it now. You guys are always welcome to come back. So hopefully you want to come back.
Yeah, 100%.
So Black Skellington, please tell everybody about where they can find you and reach out to you.
Yes. What's up, you guys? So you guys can catch me streaming on YouTube and Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm also on the Longhouse Gaming Podcast Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. And disclaimer on our channel, all the donations go to charity, to our local Boys and Girls Club. Awesome. So, and we're about halfway to our goal. Our goal is 6,000. I think we're about 3,000 plus right now. So if you guys come over and watch and donate, that all goes to a good cause. We're just giving them Xbox stuff, that Game Pass, doing good things for the kids.
I love that.
I do love that. It is awesome that you do that.
It's really going to be cool. We're going to document and everything. So you guys, thank you, WebDave. Thank you, RHETRI, for bringing us on. I love being on the council. I hope I get to come back. Appreciate you guys.
100%.
You already have the invite. It's already sent. I'm just telling you. So it's all a matter of when we can work out. It's good times for you guys. Obviously, we don't want to burn you out, but we definitely want to have you back because you guys were absolutely amazing and knocked out of the park. And again, so grateful for your time tonight. It does mean a lot. And of course, my co-host, RHETRI, Game Pass _ daily. I'm going to put that link right there. Boom shakalaka. Right there for everybody. Plus, all the descriptions below, all the links and everything for each and every individual one is also there too for their X/Twitter, so you can reach them real easy in the description below, even later in the audio. So, RHETRI, tell everybody what's up.
Yeah, you guys can find me on X or Twitter. I'm just going to call it Twitter. Game Pass _ daily and Game Pass daily on YouTube, obviously, which what Dave just put in there. So you can watch our new show, the Aim Down Sights podcast. We got Red Dead Panda over there and Next Gen Nero, my buddies. Gaming knowledge is off the charts with those two. That's why they are on my panel. But yeah, appreciate everyone coming out tonight. We love the Longhouse podcast, man. Black Viking, Supernova, Black Skellington. These guys are super chill. I love their show. I'm so glad that they're doing their own thing, man. And the success that you guys have garnished over a short period of time just shows that people were wanting more content to of your type. So congratulations to you guys. You're putting in a lot of the work. I see you with your good marketing and your design and stuff. It's reminding me of like the Iron Lords podcast. I know we put a lot of work on that stuff with us, and I would just like, I see you guys doing your thing. It's good stuff, man. Like good job on that front as well. But thank you guys. Everyone was saucy tonight. Sorry if I got a little riled up. Sometimes the chat pisses me off. I have some. Listen, I got some regulars that come into my that fuck with me. So I call them out sometimes. But I love you guys. Like, I love this community, man. They're second to none, especially Fart Q, because he's always doing this bullshit.
Hold on, you have an OnlyFans page too, RHETRI?
Well, I wasn't going to talk about it. That's but
hey, let's team up. What is yours called?
It's called White Guy Feet.
What's called White Guy Feet? All right,
Yeah.
Mine's is Horny Horn Man, and then so we can go. We can link up, bro. Make some real ducats.
Yeah, let's make some money. Let's make some moves out here with the OnlyFans feed channels. Yeah.
Here you go, read that.
OnlyFans collab imminent. Let's go. Absolutely flush. Let's do it.
Goodness. Man, love you guys. Love the chat. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate that. Please don't forget to join us, and don't forget to not only when you click on the link to their podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button over there, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you do not miss any of their content. It's the best way to be informed, because you never know, there's surprise things come up or something changes, and you don't want to miss when these guys are on. Awesome show, awesome panel, awesome guest, awesome everything. Again, we're so blessed to be in this community, and thank you to everybody for being here on the Gamers Council.